Hello, this is Uncle Jim. In previous videos, I've been making or swaging a hollow point type deal out of a double-ended wad cutter, the Ohas Cross, and these others were in the previous video, so we're going to try 3 more today and see what happens. Alright, let's try this one first. I'm calling it the Hydra Star, and I'm using the sizer technique because it keeps everything straight. Hopefully I got it centered. And I don't want to go too far with it because it's going to be impossible to get off. And then using the 45 sizer to push it through. There we go. And then we'll see if I can get this bugger off of here. It's in there good. Hang on. This one's going to be tough because it has an inner stem on it. Might have to use the sizer to work it somewhere in the middle of the bullet. Right about here. Give me some leverage. There we go. All right. Toughest one to get off. The other ones aren't so tough, but you got to wiggle this one because of the inner stem. So, pain in the butt on that one. And there we go. The Hydra Star, like a Hydra Shock. Little bit uneven there, but I had a hard time seeing. That should be a fun one. Okay, that one was flaring as I was pulling it off, so I ran it through the sizer again to get it 3585. All right, let's do an easier one now. This should be fun though. Okay, so this one I call the bow tie, but Pat wants to call it the Black Widow. He says it should be called the Black Widow. So let's see if we get this centered. And I'm not sure how far down I want to go on that. Further you go, the harder it is to get off. All right, and the final one, we're going to do a Torx head. People wanted to see a Torx head, so hopefully I get that lined up. You kind of push down the bullet in your sizer in the fingers so it has, you know, some resistance first. And then I think I won't leave it too deep this time. And then we'll push it through with a larger sizer. And what I need to do is increase the length of my stem in here so it goes all the way through. I'm kind of stuck halfway through here. All right, well, let's see if we can. It's just at the very edge. You can just pull it through with your finger. This one should come off easier. Come on. Sometimes they'll just pull off when you take them out with your fingers. But if they're really bad, you can just take your sizer and stick it on there. Then it'll come off. There we go. You can feel when it loosens up. All right, and then we have that for the guys that wanted to see. We'll call it the Star. All right. All right, something I discovered, of course, this is all experimental. I haven't even made really good bullets for these yet, but so the stem my son put in here for me is nice, but it needs to be like a 1/4 inch longer to punch it through the new Lee sizers. So, and then you got to figure out what caliber you're using. But what I found was you have different styles of these extensions, right? And they're magnetic to hold the bits. What I found was this one actually is really tight to the arbor, the hole in here. So this is going to get really good accuracy. It's going to be straight on. Before I was a little wobbly and everything. And so I found one. There's different ones. You can get them at thrift stores. I found one that's actually perfect. So all I got to do is lop this off and stick it in here, and it's going to be long enough to push it through. Now, at the same time, this shank will only go to the top of the opened end of your sizer, but that's enough for the bit, okay? And that way, it'll come all the way through, and you don't need to resize your bullets, but it's always good to check them after you do this for size before you load them. All right, so that's going to work easy. And just make sure, you know, what size. Like here's a 9. I think that's going to be the same deal. Yeah, it'll go to that recessed edge, but you don't really need to go that far. You just need the bit to push the bullet through that far. All right. Put that away. All right. So we're doing the same load, these are mild 38 special, 3.9 grains of Winchester 231 S&B primer. And we'll see what happens. Let's crimp them real quick using the Classic Cast Lee 4-hole turret, which is my favorite. Playing around, experimenting press because it's so fast. All right, see what happens. Okay, so after this test, I'm gonna make some really good bullets and really good powder coat. These are all experimental. The last video, I had them stamped on both sides of the wad cutter, and they still did good. So, I'm a little worried I went too deep on these two. The Black Widow and the, let's call it the Jewish Star. And so they might like tear off in some spots. So far, we've retained complete weight. We have not lost any weight so far, but I think these might be a little deep. We'll see. I think this one's okay because it has the HydroShock plug in the middle. That might not even expand very good. Who knows? So, mild 38 special. 16-inch barrel, lever action, just like before. But after this test, I'm going to do 357 Magnum in a revolver. And I think with the shorter barrel, the 357 mag will make up the difference in velocity and should get the same thing. And you can make these up. I could make 25, 50 of these up fairly quickly without having a hollow point and just using one of my favorite molds. It's a double-ended wad cutter. And it works beautifully. It gets really good penetration, and yet you get the mushroom effect of different styles. That one's a Phillips screwdriver. That was one of the first ones I've done. All right, let's give it a shot. Well, none of them chewed through, but it looks like I got some that disintegrated, and I knew I did them too deep. I knew I did it too deep, so we'll go through here and see what happened. Okay, excuse the wind, it's windy out. This is the HydroStar. Look at that. And this has to be the Black Widow. However, the Torx head disintegrated, and I found some of these in the first bag, and I can't find the base. It must have washed out. Nothing went through the box or the sides, so the base of it must have washed out onto the ground. I'll see if I can find it. Okay, here's the results on this test. So the HydroStar, which is like a HydroShock, you can see the middle is still there. And I have all the bits that were used for all of these. Now, I know that I pressed them too hard, and that made them fragment more this time. And then this one's the bow tie, or the Black Widow, and it had a piece here. Still did pretty good. This one did really good. And what surprised me was the Torx head disintegrated, and then I couldn't find the base to it. It must have washed out of the, you know, when the water drained out. I could not find that thing, so that's what's left of the Torx head. That was too deep. Okay, so up above here is the posi from West Covina Dodge. That was awesome. All these retain their weight. Regular screwdriver head, the one that looks like a Mercedes symbol, and a regular Phillips small. Those all retain their weight. We're going to weigh these today, and so this was the tip of this one here, and then we have the bow tie or the Black Widow. And what really fooled me was the Torx head disintegrated. Maybe it's too many stars, I don't know. I did do them a little too deep. I got to back off of that for these. All right, let's refocus. All right, we'll weigh those, but that's what all the tips look like so far that I've been playing with. And can we bring you over to the scale here? Okay. So this is the Hydra Star. Looks like a Hydra Shock. 152.8. Okay. These bullets, I forgot to weigh them again, but they all weigh between 151 and 152.5, something like that. So that retained all its weight, and it looks like this. And I thought that was really cool. It's got paws on the side. Okay, there's the base. And then this was the Black Widow. Let's focus back in if we can. I have a problem with my focus on the phone here. Ooh, we lost some there. I did it too deep. 139.1, so that should be more like 151. So we lost some stuff on the Black Widow. And it looks like this. It's still pretty gnarly, but I think I went too deep on swaging them down or cutting a, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, now for the fragments of the Torx head. Let's get you in focus here. If you want a fragmenter, that one I went a little too deep on. If I would have backed off, it would have been fine, I think. And that was only 5.20 grains because I lost the base somewhere. It's in the ground, it's in the gravel, whatever. All right. All right, let's check the diameter of the Hydra Star. And that's the only one that didn't break up completely. See what we get here. 611.5, about 612, 615. Okay, not bad. The rest broke apart, so I won't measure those. These did really good up here. Check the last video. All right, so I hope you guys are finding these tests interesting. It's kind of a survival deal. Say you ran out of hollow points, but you have a double-ended wadcutter mold, and you can make anything you want anytime. So these here in the last video, I didn't get the feedback I thought I would. I want you guys to give me feedback. I don't care about thumbs and all that crap. I do like interaction with feedback on my videos, so please leave, you know, some kind of feedback, good or bad, I don't care. This one did really good. The Hydra Star retained its weight. This one almost did like the Hammer did, which I thought they would be similar. And who knows what happened there. I think I went too far. All right, so the next video is going to be in 357 in a revolver to make up for the feet per second. And we'll see what happens with the favorite ones I pick out. I think I'll do this, 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 and that. Tell me what you think. Anyway, I hope you found this interesting. I don't think anyone's done anything like this on a video, and I'm going to keep going and keep trying. Naysayers or not, I think it's great and it's fun. Until next time, thanks for watching.